Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you that are new here, I'm Dominique, a medical laboratory student. Today I'll be showing you what I bring to clinicals in my lab coat. I thought it would be a cute twist to the usual, like what's in my clinical bag. So again, I'll be showing you what's in my lab coat. I feel like I carry more than the average student though. So some of the stuff I bring to clinicals might be overkill, but for the most part, these are my essentials and these are what carry me through my day. Disclaimer, this is my personal lab coat. It is not the one that I wear in clinicals, but it has the same pockets and everything so I can show y'all what I bring to clinicals. So let's get started. First thing I'm going to show you are my writing utensils. Now, writing utensils are a must. I will drive back home if I end up forgetting them. Like, what am I gonna do for today if I don't have nothing to write with? I do color code based on the department that I'm studying. So right now I'm rotating through urinalysis and serology. I would use urinalysis as yellow, orange would be for serology, green for microbiology, red for hematology, blue for chemistry, and then pink for immunohematology. So that's just how I color code. It helps me compartmentalize in my head what's going on. The other thing that I do is use specifically ultra fine tip pens and Sharpies. Don't really have a preference on the Sharpies. I just prefer to be able to click and go versus trying to keep up with the cap. This pen is the Pilot G2 in a size 0.38. It just makes it easier to write things in the notebook that I'll show y'all later. Next is my badge reel. So I do keep a badge reel on me at all times to identify who I am when I'm in the hospital. I do have my badge that will be connected to this. I just took it off for the purpose of the video. I do hand make my badge roll covers. So if this is something that would interest you, stay tuned in the future. I normally wouldn't keep it on my lab coat. This is something that I would have covered up by my lab coat to protect it. But these scrubs that I'm wearing just don't have the right pockets. Like, I have pockets all over my scrubs that I wear in clinicals and I would put it right here. So for now, it's just going here. Next thing is sticky notes. Like, I did not think I would actually want to use sticky notes in the laboratory, but I find it very nice just to have a place where I can just quickly jot something down and think about it later. So that's what I use my sticky notes for. Now we're going into this pocket. The first thing is my lab notebook. I do have this notebook by Happy Planner, and I chose a Happy Planner notebook just because I'm able to customize this notebook the way I want to, and I can add as many pages as I want and take them out and rearrange them and stuff, and I can organize this notebook the way I see fit versus trying to use like a composition notebook or something. I do color code these as well. Green is for microbiology, white is for urinalysis and immunology, pink is for hematology. I also used green for chemistry because I didn't have blue, and then purple is for immunohematology. So this is just the way that I organize them. I know what's going on in this notebook basically at all times. So I have tabs like this one and that one. It's so lovely. I love having it. So this notebook has all of my notes, like concept reviews, procedural notes, result interpretations, troubleshooting info. Like, yeah, there's a lot of resources and books to use in the lab, but I just like having my own personal notes that I can understand. And I love having a dedicated place that I can write down any major points or tidbits that the preceptors tell me, because they are like such a great source of knowledge for things that might not be in the SOP or the textbooks, and you know, the things that they just learn from experience. So I put it all in here for the future. Next is my lab notepad. So I use this kind of like a lab journal. I quickly jot down what I did that day. So that might include any new tests that I learned how to do, or disease correlations that were new to me, or just random things that were important and I may need to look it up later. So that's what goes in here. And I have like, I'll make a page for every single day, basically. So now we're in my PPE pocket. Right now with the pandemic, we're still wearing masks in the laboratory. So I would have this on my face. I wouldn't have it in my pocket. But it's here for the purposes of this video because it's a part of my uniform. I feel like you can never have enough gloves. This is usually my pocket for my stashed gloves. Out of habit, I load up on PPE. I usually have at least one extra pair of gloves in my pocket at all times. I picked up on this habit of stashing gloves as a former CNA and nursing student, because you just never really know what you may be coming into contact with that will require multiple glove changes. So I stash gloves out of habit and usually come home with an extra pair or two. But everything that I don't want to touch with my gloves goes inside of my scrub pockets, because I keep my lab coat buttoned up at all times, so this stuff is somewhat protected. At the end of the day, I'll wash my stuff down with wipes to be safe, before I leave. So the first thing are my MLS review cards. I do bring these to the laboratory with me. Like I said, I'm rotating in urinalysis and serology, so I bring both the urinalysis cards and the immunology cards with me. I found that the cards are a good review of knowledge, but also like I can study if there's just so happens to be some downtime. I think the one thing I do like about the urinalysis cards, I'm gonna show you. There's pictures, like urinalysis, it's a lot of like microscopic reviews. There's pictures of the things that I need to know, and I think that's just so useful. And it gives me correlations to the diseases. That's that. These are my cards, and I keep them in this pocket. Oh, keep them in here. Like I said, I'm not gonna pull these out unless I degloved and washed my hands and all that. Next is my phone. Like I do have my phone on me, but I don't use it unless it's an emergency. I keep it in my scrubs pocket so that it's protected by my lab coat. So the last thing we're gonna talk about is what's on my wrist. So I keep these to tie my hair back in the event that I need to. Usually I don't have to, but sometimes like it gets messy. So I will tie my hair back if needed. And usually these, the lab coat that we wear would be all the way up here on me. So all this stuff is covered up, but of course this lab coat is a shorter one. It's more so used in academia and research. So I'm gonna push these down. Next is my Fitbit watch. Like I said, I don't use my phone that much, but I will use my Fitbit watch to see the time or any notifications that might come through. And the feature I do use on my watch a lot is the timer when I'm performing tests or something. Like I will use my watch to time my tasks. It's a simple like countdown timer. I will use that versus using the timers in the laboratory. And I can go do other stuff, and once this vibrates, I'm like, oh, okay, I need to go back to what I was doing. And usually all this stuff is covered with my PPE, so everything is covered and protected. Like I said, I wash everything down with wipes afterwards. Okay, so yeah guys, that is what's in my lab coat. Everything I've showed you are my personal essentials that I bring to lab with me every day. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you liked it, please leave a thumbs up. If you are a medical lab student or you work in a lab, comment down below some of your essentials that you bring to lab every day. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Little pup wanting to be in the video. Get off. Oh, both of them, girl. Okay.